Good morning. Marianne from Coastal Love and Decor. How is everybody doing on this Tuesday morning? Okay, continuing on with the coastal coasters. So these are what I printed on the water slide paper. This is, let me show you what I used, if I can find it. Yeah. So this is what I'm using. And we're going to see if this is going to work. So, because normally I just buy my water slides on Etsy, and they don't always have what you want. So I wanted to see how this would work. So we're supposed to put it in the water for, I don't know, what did it say? 30 to 60 seconds. But I think once you can feel the backing slide off, then it's ready. So I'm just going to let it sit there. I'm going to put this to the side a little bit. Move my coasters in frame here. Okay. All right, it's starting to slide. Okay. So I'm going to more or less slide it off carefully. Kind of position it in here. Like so. I'm going to wet my finger and start pushing these little crinkles out. It said to do it with a wet finger. Let me use my other hand. And you want to get all the air bubbles out. And it's not going to matter if I have a little of the blue showing. I actually had to cut these a little smaller. So I think I need to reset my size on these coasters. See, there's a crinkle there. All right, let me take a paper towel and just start dabbing and pushing any air bubbles out. You're actually pushing the air bubbles and the water out from underneath. Got some here. Yeah, I should have done these a little bit smaller. I think this would be easier. I'm almost to the very edge. So I will reset my size on these. Okay. And that looks pretty good. And now let's do the other one. That looks good. All right, let's drop the other one in the bowl. Let me see here while that's soaking. Yeah, we got a little, there we go. The more I mess with it, the more I'm making crinkles. Gonna give this a little bit longer. I'm gonna put this one to the side, and then let's move this over here so we can do this one. And yes, this is starting to slide. So I'm gonna get my bottom started. Just hold it in place and slowly peel it off. Or not peel it off, slide it off. Like so. These do not have to be straight, they're round coasters, so I can make them straight. Let me wet my fingers a little bit. And yeah, cut this one a little bit off kilter. But like I said, once I reset my settings, yeah, it's just a little bit off kilter here where I cut, but that's okay. All right, now I'm gonna take my towel and just kind of dab it just a little to get out the excess water. Yeah, I got a little bubble in there. Okay, so yeah, you can see where I kind of went off with my cutting. When it first cut, it was a perfect circle, but it was too big. But since I'm just trying this, I want to see how it works. There's something going on right there. Now what I'm going to do, I gotta get this out, there's something in there, is let this sit for, I don't know, probably a good hour to dry, because you want to make sure, okay, there we go. You want to make sure this is dry and there's no water. That's bugging me. But there's nothing I can do. It might have flipped under. There we go. So you can see the little bit of blue around the edge, which I'm fine with. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for about an hour, and then we'll put our clear resin on the top. I think I'm gonna add, just to make it more three-dimensional, I think I'm gonna add a small starfish and a few tiny shells. And then we'll add the resin. And we'll cover that up until tomorrow where I can demold it. So, till this dries, I'll hop back on and show you. See, there's a bubble. Gotta get it out. Till this dries. Once it dries, I'll come back on and show you the final step before we let it sit overnight. Just catching any bubbles, which could mean water underneath. And that looks good. I'm liking it. It looks good. So, see you in a couple hours. Okay, I'm back. I let these dry probably for a good 3 hours. So I'm going to pour my top coat on, and I have some shells and starfish that I'm going to put on here. I have mixed my resin for 5 minutes, so that's ready to go. So I'm going to turn this to kind of make this straight. So what I want to do is I want to add a few embellishments. So I think I'm just going to put a starfish there. And then let's just add a few little tiny shells. Like, let's see. Put one here. I don't know how much they're going to move. And I want a different color. Here's a round one. I also, what you could also do is mix some sand in with the resin and run a little sand along here if you wanted to. But since this is my first time trying the water slides that I printed, I'm going a little bit simpler this time. But once I see how this works, then I will probably get a little bit more involved with the sand and whatnot. So let's put one right in there. Okay, I think I'm good with that one like that. What do I have there? 2, 3. No, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I use odd numbers. I have to use odd numbers when I do my shells. So I need to put one more in here. So let's just put one right there. Actually, this looks like I should put a couple more in here for some reason. I want to go down here some more. Just to give it a little bit more dimension. But yeah, I think sand down here and then the shells in there would be nice. I'll make sure your shells are below the top of your coaster mold. And let's see. Maybe, no, I just want one. What else do I got here? Let's put one more in here. Just make it look like a scattering. Okay, so I'm going to pour my resin on this. But first, I'm going to cover the shells in my starfish. And hopefully this doesn't move too much. And let's that. Let's see what I got there. Oh, got plenty more to go. A little bit more. Okay. So that looks good. I see, let me grab a toothpick here. I have a bubble right here. And that's where that hole is in this shell. It needs to get filled up. And I kind of want these to stay down. I don't want them lifting up, and they seem to be working out pretty well, not moving. Okay, I'm gonna let that sit, and I'm gonna turn this way so it's facing me the right way. Just like so. And I really think this is a pretty picture on here. Let me put one there. And let's put a few little shells in there. And I'd like to get a round one in there. There's one here. Let's get a round one down in here. Yeah, for sure, the next set I would definitely put just a little bit of sand down in there. I think that would look awesome. Okay, I mean, you could put some glass in here. And let's get one more shell in this one. We're just gonna throw that there. And now we're gonna cover the shells and the starfish first. Make sure those are covered. And now let's add a little bit more in here. Add the rest in here. Get all my resin out. And that looks like I got it pretty much all out. Okay. Now I just want to make sure. Let me clean this little bit up here. Okay, I want to make sure these are definitely underneath. And I will definitely come back and check these because I don't want them coming above the top of my resin. I just don't want that happening. Then you have a lump, and then I'd have to pour, and I might have to really work on this. I also could have put a dab of glue on the bottom of these. But I do have a little bit of room left over if by chance these are up too high. But yeah, I should have put just a little bit of Mod Podge in there where I was going to put my shells and stuck them on there. but we'll see. This might be okay. I'm getting down at eye level. See, over here for sure. They're going above. They're floating up. All right, let me get down to eye level again. And let's just get, nope, that's good. And here I got a bubble here. Get that out. And a bubble there. But I'm going to take my heat gun to it. I'll take my heat gun to it. Let me turn this a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to take, because you don't want to use the torch on these molds. I see people, they use small ones, but I've already ruined a mold by doing that, and I don't want to ruin this mold. This is extra deep. I'm going to hit this with a little heat. And then I'm going to, yeah, see how this starfish is floating? I need to get it under a shell a little bit so it stays down, because I don't want it up. That's good. And that's good. That's looking good. This is the one that's giving me problems. And that's all underneath. Okay, like I said, I'll keep coming back and checking and pushing these down if I need to. See, this one keeps lifting on me. Just keeps lifting. But like I said, if it doesn't work out, I can add just a little bit more resin to the top. There's still just a little bit room left. But I can put a little bit if it's protruding. Well, that looks good, guys. Yeah, this one wants to turn on its side. So it's gonna, I'll just keep working on it. I'll set a timer and keep checking it. And then we'll demold these tomorrow and see how they come out. Okay, guys. That's it for today. I hope you guys have an awesome rest of your day. If you like what you're seeing, please hit the like, and if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe. I would thoroughly appreciate it. Thank you very much, and we'll see you tomorrow when we demold these coastal coasters with water slides. Bye.